My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Pisces. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For this evening, I'm going to be doing your general love reading, your 5 card spread. But before I do that, I want to offer these 24 red roses as a token of my love and appreciation for your love, support, and devotion towards my channel. And thank you so much for joining me on this very beautiful, relaxing evening. So, now, the first card represents you, the second, the other person, the third, the relationship, the fourth, the past, fifth, the future. Then I'm going to draw a Vampire Oracle for you, and then a Favoli and one card from the French Tarot deck of Le Tarot Interdit Vampiria. Let's get started with card number 1, and my goodness, you get strength. Leo energy, you could probably have Leo placements. Oh my goodness, okay. So, I'm getting mixed senses here. On a single position for you, you have so much confidence within yourself, but yet, maybe you had to kind of do a bit of like, redevelopment, healing, and stuff like that, because you are definitely in a strong and confident position, but you could have always been the big blue whale, the great white shark, the megalodon, 100% ever since you were born into this world. So, but either way, I just see so much confidence coming from you, and you probably had to grow into it, or maybe it just came automatically for you. But it could also be that, you pretty much just have this hunting instinct. You pretty much just have this desire to want to find courtship, companionship, love in other ways. So I just see you actually going out on the hunt, with the strength card because of your confidence and strength in other ways. But for the ones who are in a current relationship, maybe courtship is, it takes a lot of strength and confidence to even be in a relationship and courtship as well. Because the thing is, it's like, it's usually, the stronger ones are able to withstand and hold on to, what they want, dream, wish, and desire in so many ways. Instead of just thinking, oh my goodness, it's like, I just can't handle this, this is really not for me. I just, I have so many internal problems that I'm, struggling with, and I just don't have the confidence within myself to approach people. So, because a lot of people, it's like having a little bit of confidence is definitely probably going to benefit you when it comes to actually engaging with somebody or approaching somebody in other ways. So, the other person, 4 of Cups. Okay, Cancer, well, maybe another Pisces or some Scorpio. Okay, so the thing is this person is coming across as being hesitant, but let's first look at the single Pisces for a moment, because I see confidence within you, but yet you're also a bit hesitant about offerings yourself. You're pretty much also just kind of keeping this kind of like, distance, for other people, to approach you, that you think, okay, it's like, I love the admiration and I love having people approach me, but that's as far as I will go. I don't want to have, any commitments right now. I don't want to have any kind of like, being, like a house plant and stuff like that, or just, because the thing is if you pretty much just had to grow into confidence, obviously you pretty much had to overcome some obstacles and struggles, right? And maybe that's what's kind of keeping, this whole, 4 of Cups in the sense a bit at a distance of thinking, okay, I love the admiration. I love the, I love your kind words and stuff like that, but I'm not quite there for commitment or offerings as of yet. But it could be that the other person that you could have your eyes on or is interested in is also incredibly hesitant as well, because maybe you come across as a bit too confident in the sense of maybe too dominant. Maybe you're the one that just is like the great white shark that is approaching, this other, like, water, animal, creature, what have you, and stuff like that. And maybe the other person is just also thinking, whoa, Pisces is coming off a bit too strong for me. I love the admiration myself, but I'm not quite there to actually fulfill my commitment in other ways. So, because relationship, speaking of offerings of commitment, Knight of Cups. So obviously, I feel like that you will want to actually propose something to this person, and this person is being very hesitant about it. But it could also be that this person is going to be approaching you and you feel hesitant about it as well. But there's definitely an offering taking place in other ways. I mean, I'm not really per se getting divorce or breakup, but that could always take place, irregardless of any kind of, situation for that matter, right? But there's an offering that is being placed, whether it's coming from you or the other person, but yet, it's kind of like thinking, well, I love you as a friend, I love you as a companion and stuff like that, but I'm not quite there yet to be embracing this offering as well. Sometimes those situations can happen because even though you got the 2 of Cups in the past, it's like, well, you pretty much already realized that you both were meant to be and stuff like that, and that's why you pretty much now want to kind of just, seal the deal. You guys have probably worked together, you guys probably have been in the same vicinity in other ways, but there's definitely companionship and romance between you two. And so that's why you pretty much, will have the confidence to think, okay, I'm going to head out. I'm going to now actually maybe, we'll finalize a deal. But yet there's hesitation involved. Or it could be that this person could also be heading off towards you and you have hesitation as well. Yes, you may come across as being the confident one, but there's definitely something that's kind of, it's like, not clicking with each other. And that is just a problem that could either be resolved through open communication and honesty and making each other feel, reassured about this offering. But in other ways, maybe you might have to follow through with the Eight of Cups in the future and walk away. So, the thing is, it's like, I sometimes feel like, okay, it's like the mouse or, the cat and mouse kind of game, because it makes me think about oracle for that moment, because I know I'm kind of speeding through a bit, but it's called Prey, Stalked, Invaded, and Watched. Now, the thing is, it's like, if one person feels like prey over the predator, it's like I was considered prey to the vampire's predator, so, had I have known, it would have given me such a real cold, uneasy feeling of thinking, oh goodness, I'm being watched and stalked and harassed. Oh my goodness, what is this person's intentions towards me? But, and the thing is if there's definitely something that's not clicking, I would definitely walk away from it, or allow that other person to walk away and just think, okay, we tried something and it just didn't work out, so now we're just going to kind of, take, separate, paths and stuff like that. Because prey of being stalked, invaded, and watched, you don't want to be considered prey. You don't want to be, seen as, either, that you're, an easy target and stuff like that. Because mind you, if you feel vulnerable, because this is an important thing I really want to mention, and I'm gonna never stop stressing what I'm about to say, but if you're in any kind of vulnerable position, whether you're into healing, whether you're in an infirmary for that matter, or you're actually overcoming obstacles, or you've just been through a breakup or divorce, and you're in a real like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can handle this right now. The thing is, that's where the predator could easily approach you with a very loving and kind and supportive and seduction, this very euphoric feeling of making you feel like, that you're, their world and stuff like that. And then later on, they pretty much just think, okay, now I got this beautiful Pisces in my life, very vulnerable, emotional, watery, and stuff like that. How, even though I would never ever underestimate a Pisces myself, but it's like, but other than that, you just want to be careful that you're not going to be seen as prey to anyone's predator, because that's when it really becomes a real serious problem. And I would definitely walk away from any kind of red flags that could be showing off such individuals in this world. Because Favole wants to say, Five of Swords. So obviously there's going to be a battle to be won, at least in your favor. So, I feel like that, okay, if you want to avoid being prey to somebody's predator, I would definitely, do whatever it takes and either, walk away, fight back, but there's definitely going to be some, because if you're in a position where you feel like, that you are being stalked and harassed, and you put like one of those illegal things, what are they called? You probably know about them if you've ever been in a situation like that, a restraining order. I do see that, the restraining order is going to be on your side, because if you're being harassed, stalked, bothered, no matter which, location you end up with, the other person who is constantly, seeing you as prey is in the vicinity, because that's what the predator also tries to do, is try to get as close to you as possible and try to even, corner you and stuff like that to make sure that you have no escape route. I do see you actually eventually, fighting back or winning some kind of battle. Because Le Tarot Interdit Vampire wants to finish off with Six d'Épée, now also known as the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is where, it's like either you and your current loved one, your companion, spouse, lover, are going to be heading off towards a different location, but it's going to be also you in other ways where you're going to be probably, changing course and direction as well, because I do see movement taking place. I see you walking away from something. I see you just pretty much just taking control of your own fate and you know, and fortune and your destiny, because if there's something that's definitely causing you to feel a little bit hesitant, even though it all started off with a beautiful companionship, I mean, that's where it normally does start, right? Whether it's an Ace of Cups of new love and abundance and overflow, but it could also be Two of Cups partnership, and you know, in courtships, you know, where you're pretty much, you know, just together and stuff like that, and you're pretty much spending time, you know, you're eating together, you're sleeping together, you're doing everything together. And then as the time goes by, you just kind of start thinking, why would there be hesitation or anything that's causing you to feel like I'm not quite there yet? So that would be something at least to be looking into. But I do see, you know, you leaving the situation and winning battles, stuff like that. But anyway, my beautiful Pisces, I know it's a little bit shorter than usual, but anyway, I just kind of want to kind of keep it short and sweet to the point, because I'm going to have to leave it at this for Pisces and Pisces placements. But other than that, I love you guys incredibly. Thank you so much for joining me on this wonderful, beautiful, relaxing evening. I was actually, you know, yeah, keeping my eyes on, you know, the upcoming, you know, evening of on October 31st. So please feel free to stay tuned for the upcoming performance that's going to be on this virtual platform. But otherwise, I love you guys incredibly. I want to wish you all the best on where this journey may take you. If something just doesn't feel right, take off and just try, you know, to avoid looking back and thinking, well, what if? Because, you know, that's how, you know, the predator will try to approach you, is by all of these, you know, fake promises and sweet nothings and stuff like that, which have no value in other ways. But anyway, well, thank you again. I love you guys incredibly, and have a wonderful, beautiful, amazing rest of your week.